This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're tuning in from today. We've got ourselves a big 8 p.m. hockey night in Canada. Oh, she's the nightcap game against the Winnipeg Jets, in which Kyler Yamamoto will not play. Kris Russell will be evaluated pregame or re-evaluated. He's already been evaluated once this morning to see if he can go. They'll re-evaluate that before game time, and then he will be, in all essence of the word and all beauty of the word, as we head down the stretch here in the final few games, a game time decision. See, the thing is, okay, get this here. You guys, a lot of you tuned into yesterday's video where I was kind of voicing my concerns about the injuries. Thing is, if I would have said the injuries are fine, we can deal with it, everybody would have said playoffs are a pipe dream and this and that. So it's kind of like, you see where I'm going, right? Is simply put, I say one thing, everybody's thinking another. I think one thing, everybody's thinking another, and it's fantastic. That's exactly the point here of Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen, is to get those opinions, discussions out in the open because, well, you know what? I miss a lot of stuff, and what you miss, I might have. What I miss, you might have, kind of deal. So that's the beauty of it. That said, I don't think any of us are missing anything when it comes to this Winnipeg Jets game. Lineups, players, coaching, everything aside, no matter what, this is a must-win game for the Edmonton Oilers. You absolutely cannot afford to start down the path of a 3-game losing streak tonight. So let me refresh the good old standings here for your viewing pleasure on my end of things. The Vegas Golden Knights at 80 points. They've got 66 games played. The Oilers, they can play the next two to catch up to Vegas and still only have 78 points with back-to-back wins. The Vancouver Canucks, 74 points in 63 games played. They have one more win than us. And then, of course, you've got the St. Louis Blues in there. They've got 86 points. The Colorado Avalanche at 83. Dallas Stars. So they're pretty much a lock. I'd pretty much take my bets that those are your three teams in the Central Division down the stretch that will be in the playoffs. Don't need to worry about those guys. The teams you do need to worry about: Calgary, 73 points in the playoff picture at the top wildcard seed. Nashville, 72 points, all said, all in, all done. And yeah, you know what? Yeah, realistically, okay, that's the rest of the field. No, the rest of the field, the scope is you've got Arizona in the 5th place wildcard spot, 70 points. You've got Minnesota at 71. You've got Winnipeg at 72. Oh, all of a sudden, there's why you need to make this a must-win game if you're the Edmonton Oilers tonight. Is simply put, the Winnipeg Jets can get more wins than you in one more game or 3 more games, or no, just 2 more games, pardon me. And simply put, all of a sudden go up to 27 regulation wins while we've got 28. That's a big key tie-breaking factor this year. But 74 points, that's the danger zone, right? Is obviously, yes, we need 18 points to make playoffs at this pace, roughly estimated. But that said, tonight it's got to come against the Winnipeg Jets, who have been playing pretty good as of late. They've won one game, but they've taken some big-time leaps and bounds against the Washington Capitals. So she's going to be sketchy at best. So that said, that's where I'm going to turn it over to what else you need to know, which is the NHL scoreboard for today, which, let's get this going, because it's Saturday, means we've got games underway right now, more than likely being 11 o'clock. And somehow the New York Islanders and Boston Bruins hasn't started yet, and it's scheduled for an 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time start, so I might be missing something, but if I'm not, I'm all good. Calgary Flames, Tampa Bay Lightning need a big Tampa win there. Florida, they should win against Chicago, so that shouldn't complicate matters further with allowing Chicago to somehow dark horse St. Louis Blues style get back into the race. Toronto against Vancouver. Oh man, if there's a game Oilers fans need to cheer for Toronto, tonight is it against the Vancouver Canucks. Of course, they're playing Thatcher Demko in net are the Canucks without Jacob Markstrom, so we need to keep that in mind, that the Canucks should be able to fall down the standings a little bit here down the stretch if their goaltending is a question. Avalanche versus Nashville. Let's go Avs, man. Troy's going to be huge in that game, hopefully, but we got to get the Nashville Predators down a loss there. Blue Stars, who cares? Buffalo against the Coyotes, man, come on. Buffalo, if you have chosen a good time to show up, tonight would be it. You traded for Wayne Simmons for a reason. Let's see a hat trick or something stupid out of him tonight. Oilers versus Jets, that's a big one for us. Of course, we've already gone over that a million times. And then the San Jose Sharks against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Who cares? I mean, probably Pittsburgh Penguins fans, but from an Oilers fan perspective, who cares? Sharks are out of it. Realistically, we've got our games to watch, right? Calgary, Tampa, Toronto, Vancouver. You've got Colorado Avalanche versus Nashville Predators, Buffalo against Arizona, and our game, the Oilers versus the Winnipeg Jets. Now, let me just get you a couple of key stats here. See what the live tracker game preview is saying. Simply put, Edmonton forward Zack Kassian returns to the lineup. That is it. That should be the lead news, and it is the lead news this morning on Sportsnet. Is simply put, with Zack Kassian return to the lineup, right? You can angle up the lineup any way you want with double A, McDavid, and Ennis up there, or you can go double A, McDavid, and Kassian. And I realistically, I saw the lines from the other day, yesterday during practice. Sure, that's fine, that's dandy, that's great. But at the end of the day, I think if things get a little bit crazy here down the stretch, I think you'll see Zack Kassian back on the top line just to kind of policeman a little bit, right? I know there's questions about how well can he policeman when he's a completely crazy man, kicking guys with skates, ragdolling guys unsuspectingly. At the end of the day, guys, seriously, you do still need a crazy man in your lineup to play hockey. I'm sorry, it doesn't matter if it's NHL, Junior B, whatever it is. You do need crazy men in your lineup to make sure the other team's crazy guy doesn't do something crazy. That's kind of the hard part about the NHL right now. I know we're starting to eliminate the crazy guys out of the NHL, but at the same rate, they still exist, and you'd rather have one than have to play against one, right? Obviously, you think about it. Imagine if Zack Kassian was kicking Connor McDavid because he's on the other team and nobody responded. Imagine the outrage in Oilers land, right? That's just right there. That's just my thoughts immediately on that. Now, that said, you know what? Realistically, we've got ourselves, like I said, a must-win. Goaltending, I think tonight's going to be very, very key for the Edmonton Oilers. And secondarily to that, I think what you got to figure out is just who's going to show up. Who's going to be the unsung hero? Kris Russell reassessed this afternoon. Game time decision. Tippett's not in. You've got Tyler Ennis, Athanasiou up there on the top line. Obviously, the other lines go to work, right? If Kassian's on with Sheehan and Archibald, maybe you see something out of Sheehan and Archibald tonight with Zack Kassian playing there. Or is it the fourth line gets it going, guys? I think tonight, honestly put, in a must-win game in which you need somebody to show up that hasn't shown up in a while. I know Jujhar Khaira got an assist a little long ago, but you know what? Tonight, a goal out of Jujhar Khaira to fire the boys up at home would be so unreal, so huge for us. It wouldn't even be funny because you think about it, right? Or a goal out of a guy like Kris Russell returning to the lineup, or a goal out of Matt Benning, or a goal somewhere down the lineup out of somebody that we're not counting on to score clutch goals. That's kind of the thing, right? Obviously, you talk about clutch goals, you're talking your top six forwards, you're talking your best two defensemen, right? Bear, Nurse, Larson, throw in whatever combination of those three you want to talk about being our top three or top two defensemen at this point. Now, that said, I think a Larson goal would absolutely blow the top off a Rogers Place tonight if we got it to get a tie-breaking goal late in the third, because quite honestly, we haven't seen it enough this year, only one time, and man, could we use it a second time tonight. Because at the end of the day, no matter how I play it down, I can tell you this scenario, I can tell you that scenario, we can go this way, we can go that way. Simply put, a must-win. Players need to step up. We're down to 18 games left in the season, and it just comes down to, I think Dave Tippett said it best, you got to earn your right to be a playoff team, and that comes from everybody pulling weight, everybody doing whatever they can night in, night out to get goals, to get solid defense, to get good goaltending, to just get a win. That's all it comes down to. And tonight against the Winnipeg Jets, again, that's all it comes down to. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's going to be a Saturday suit night, obviously, just the early morning Saturday morning raggedy t-shirt. Now, it shouldn't be so raggedy. It's my new Oilers t-shirt I got at Christmas time, but I don't know, man. That said, I'm going to catch you a little bit later on this afternoon for some discussion. But before then, make sure to share this good old video somewhere around the world because you should do that. And I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. Probably going to actually have a nap. I'll catch you in the afternoon. I'm up on out of here.